Standard physics often models the universe as a closed entropic system, a box slowly exhausting its finite energy reserves until it reaches total equilibrium. The Copenhagen interpretation of the Schrödinger box treats the interior as a passive probability space, where states exist in a mathematical blur until an observer forces a collapse. This single field model necessitates an inevitable decay toward thermal equilibrium. Without an external driver, the system possesses no mechanism to prevent systemic death. This view ignores the structural nature of the cosmic container itself. It assumes a passive void rather than an active, pressurized environment. Treating the universe as a deteriorating vacuum creates irreconcilable paradoxes between the quantum and the classical. The cosmos functions more efficiently as a processing engine, designed to generate and maintain coherence. The dual caustic universe, or DCU, framework redefines this container as the al-Kitāb, a master template that houses the underlying logic of reality. This system is pressurized by two orthogonal vectors, an external light command field acting as an exciter from above, and a sound mercy field providing a ground from below. Where these perpendicular fields intersect, they generate a dense interference pattern, a stable membrane defined as the Knopf's buffer. This buffer serves as a crucible. It is the specific zone where wave states are forced into localized geometry and matter. Existence operates as an engine designed to convert raw matter into coherent light. It executes this through a three-phase architecture known as the 2-3-7 algorithm. The 2-3-7 algorithm is a cross-domain process. We can map its execution simultaneously through biological, electromagnetic, and metaphysical frameworks. Phase 2 is the Racine split. It is the initial binary separation required to generate potential energy within a system. In classical physics, this is the boundary layer where an object separates from the whole. It is the F equals ma threshold that establishes individual mass and trajectory. In electromagnetic engineering, this corresponds to the initial spark jumping the gap in the primary circuit of a Tesla coil, initializing the oscillation. Biologically, this mirrors a photon cleaving an H2O molecule to initiate photosynthesis, or the hardening of a chrysalis shell that isolates the organism from its environment. In the DCU framework, this is the atom-Iblīs split. It represents the symmetry breaking between the potential of the seed and the friction of refusal, generating the necessary tension for the game of existence to begin. While Phase 2 provides the raw potential energy of the system, a system that cannot resolve this frictional separation will eventually destroy itself. Phase 3, the Racine resonance, mediates the tension through a cyclic 3-6-9 oscillation, represented by the light and sound buffers. In a circuit, energy moves rhythmically between the capacitor and inductor, preventing the system from grounding out, building charge through specific frequency nodes. Nikola Tesla identified the 3-6-9 frequency as the operational manual for this cosmic discriminant pump. Biologically, the electron transport chain uses this rhythmic stepping to manage energy. Within the chrysalis, the organism's physical form liquefies into a wave state, preparing for reconfiguration. The DCU identifies this as the Mūsā wave buffer. It acts as a structural anchor, allowing the system to handle high-frequency waves without collapsing into noise or pharaonic entropy. Phase 3 serves as the bridge. It transforms the trauma of the initial split into a harmonic frequency capable of achieving total coherence. Phase 7 is the Raman closure. This is the moment the internal processing achieves total phase lock, reaching a state of critical frequency. In biology, this powerful resonance yields glucose, which is stored solar energy, and the shattered chrysalis allows the emergence of flight. In physics, this is the discharge of massive, coherent, high-frequency secondary streamers from the Tesla coil, which move without traditional resistance. This terminal objective resolves mass and energy into a single geometric invariant, E equals mc squared. In the DCU framework, this represents the Idrīs ʿīsā state. The system moves from ascension, Idrīs, into an invariant constant, ʿīsā. The interior interference pattern becomes a stable, eternal witness. The convergence of these mathematical and biological functions aligns with the model of an engine designed to crystallize probabilistic wave states into stable living geometry. Although the architecture of the cosmic circuit is complete, it is not a passive clockwork. The engine remains in a state of static potential until a localized consciousness actively grips the structural code to polarize the fields. Verse 1912 provides the initialization command for this process. Take the book with strength. This active grip charges the system's primary capacitor. It shifts the entire framework from a dead state into active resonance, transmuting inert zest back into coherent light. The structural architecture is flawless, and the wave field is waiting. The output of the engine ultimately hinges on a single question: when will the observer execute the 1912 activation?